Hey, welcome to Viking Preparedness. I am Pastor Joe Fox. So, if you got a text message right now that said missiles were inbound to your location to take shelter, take cover, what would you do? Yeah, the Hawaii thing. I've been reading about it. For those of you who don't know, and you probably all do because you're switched on, yesterday, some worker in Hawaii's emergency management agency inadvertently, so the story goes, pushed a button that alerted most Hawaiians that missiles were inbound. And I've been reading a lot of stuff on the internet, and the usual crowd is running towards the conspiracy theory thing. And they ask questions that, okay, maybe they just don't know. I guess that could be it. I'll be nice. Here's what happened, I think. They were evidently having some kind of drill in their little office, that, you know, a missile drill or something, and somebody pushed the button, which then alerted all the phones with the message, and then they didn't turn it off for 38 minutes or something. The military is the ones who tell Hawaii Emergency Management Agency that there's missiles inbound, if in fact there were real missiles inbound. And then at that point, Hawaii decides how they're going to handle it, and I guess one of their things is to push this button that alerts everybody. One thing that didn't happen was the sirens didn't go off, and so the military didn't contact them. They just pushed their button. The military doesn't have the button to push for Hawaii to alert everybody. That's Hawaii's job. The military just informs them, you know, you got a couple minutes, get ready. And so, how do they have a button that alerts cell phones but doesn't set off the sirens? That's one. Two, this is a horrible mistake, because now the next time it goes off, people aren't going to trust what they're seeing if it's real. Another thing to think about is, okay, great, so they've got a text alert message that goes out to all their citizenry. What have they trained their citizenry to do? What have they informed their citizenry to do? It seemed to me like most people panicked. They didn't have a clue what to do. So it doesn't, you know, it doesn't do any good for me to say, hey, there's a tiger in your living room, when you've got no way to deal with it. You know, it's like, thanks, man. I'm going to get eaten anyway. Now I just know about it a little bit beforehand. So yeah, bunch of lessons learned there. I guess they're going to a two-man rule to push that button. They are investigating why the sirens didn't go off. But more importantly, I think everybody, including you, should think, what would you do if you were alerted that enemy missiles were inbound? Where would you go? What would you do? Think about that. I hope the Hawaiians, the people, you know, citizenry, not necessarily native ethnic Hawaiians, I hope that they take time after they're done being mad and irritated to do some deep thinking. What would you do if missiles were inbound? You don't have much time. As tensions heighten with certain parts of the world, in this case North Korea, you might want to start preparing a shelter. Nuclear War Survival Skills by Crescent Kearney, good place to start. There's all kinds of other things you can do, but you have to take action to do it. You have to decide that you're going to do it. Nobody's going to spoon feed you. The government's not going to come build you a shelter, but you can build one, and you can survive, or you can find shelter. I encourage y'all to give this some thought. You know, you live in Tupelo, Mississippi, and you don't think nukes are going to hit you. They may not. Then again, they may. What's your plan? What are you going to do now, PL? All right, give it some thought. I'll see you out there.